Picture this, it's a cold Tuesday morning. Jack's boss snaps at him for missing a deadline, and suddenly Jack's chest tightens, his jaw clenches, and he's on the verge of exploding. But before the anger takes control, something shifts. What if Jack could stop this fiery surge before it burns everything down? The secret lies deeper than just calming down. It's about rewriting the story your mind tells you about anger. Let's dig in. Anger isn't just an outburst, it's a story your brain tells you about what's happening. But where does this story come from, and why does it spiral out of control so fast? Jack's boss yells missed deadline, but Jack's real anger comes from his inner voice screaming, "I'm a failure." That voice hooked onto a belief formed years ago after his college professor said he'd never succeed. That's why a small criticism feels like a personal attack. Jack's rage is a symptom, not the cause. Think of your mind like a courtroom where irrational beliefs serve as fiery prosecutors, accusing you without evidence. These beliefs, "I must be perfect," or "people must treat me fairly," fan the flames of anger. They're the real culprits, turning small annoyances into emotional wildfires. When you learn to spot these prosecutors, you can challenge their false claims. Jack starts labeling his thoughts as opinions, not facts. This cognitive reboot rewrites his angry story, turning explosive arguments into calm conversations, proving anger isn't the boss, it's the employee you can fire. Here's where it gets golden. Dr. Albert Ellis's Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy (REBT) shows you exactly how your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors connect, and how anger sneaks in through distortions. Ellis's classic example, a woman's car is scratched, to activator. She thinks, "This is terrible, it's so unfair." B, belief. Feelings of rage, C, consequence follow. But if she changes B to "it's annoying but not the end of the world," her anger drops sharply. The event didn't cause the anger, her interpretation did. Imagine your thoughts as lenses coloring your reality. Two people witness a rude comment. One sees a personal attack, the other brushes it off. The lenses shape feelings, not the event itself. REBT teaches you to swap out those angry tinted lenses for clearer, cooler ones. This shift means you stop being a victim to external triggers. When Jack applies REBT, he no longer lets a rude email ignite fury. Instead, he pauses, reframes, and responds with calm firmness. That changes the outcome from disaster to productive dialogue, proving anger is a choice, not a reflex. Knowing the theory is one thing, living it is another. Here's how you take these insights out of the book and into your daily battles with anger. Ellis warns against the trap of self-anger. After fumbling a presentation, Susan spirals into self-hate, making things worse. Once she learns to accept her imperfections, she stops beating herself up and reduces future flare-ups. Self-acceptance isn't weakness, it's clearing emotional landmines that keep anger alive. Physical tension fuels emotional fire. Susan starts using deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation daily, turning down the volume on her body's nervous system. It's like turning off an alarm before it wakes the whole neighborhood. Lower tension means anger can't build fast enough to explode. Finally, Ellis encourages channeling anger into assertive, clear communication instead of aggression. Susan learns to state her needs calmly, saying, "I felt ignored in that meeting," rather than firing off an angry email. This not only solves problems but builds respect. Anger becomes a tool, not a weapon. Back to Jack, remember his explosion brewing behind that missed deadline. Now armed with the REBT tools, he sees the story triggering his fire, pauses, and chooses his response. The anger still flickers, but it no longer controls him. Try this next time you feel anger rising. Ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? That question alone can stop the blaze before it starts. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.